Check 1, check 2, check 3.
DDT.
Duff, how are you?
Hanging in there.
Oh.
How about you?
Yeah, same.
You happy we're doing a show again? You've been bugging me.
I have been bugging you for a couple weeks since our
Yeah.
last one, hey?
I feel like we did one 2 weeks ago. No?
No, I think it was 3 weeks now.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a nice break.
We've been cutting back on the number of shows, I think, eh?
Maybe, eh?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
I don't know about that. I thought the quantity was better.
Well, I am very excited about this show.
Yeah.
It probably would have been another week if you didn't have a special guest lined up for us.
Oh, I don't think he's very special, to be honest.
To the listener, the guest we have on today is none other than the original
Should we say that
inventor of the Injurious Waste of Time.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't give too much away. Nobody really tracks what
Nobody
we talk
knows who
about.
that is.
Yeah,
anyway.
nobody would know.
The Injurious Waste of Time was not thought
No.
up by you or I.
No, but it's stuck.
Or JB.
It was an extremely good. There's two. There's it's an injurious waste of time.
Yeah.
And it's like Seinfeld, but without the humor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The only one we put on the shirt, though, was Injurious Waste of Time.
So, yeah, you got to remind the listener to get out
We
there to
should-
our online shop and get some
I don't
merch
even know where that is, but there is about $10, $15 sitting
there
from one shirt that we sold.
in cryptocurrency.
I was told that nobody wants to see our faces because we have a couple shirts with our
we have faces
your
for
face
radio.
and my face.
Faces for radio.
We're more like mug shots. It's actually
mug
they're actually
shots
kind
are
of
on
funny.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
actually
what else do
kind
you
of funny.
have, DDT?
Well, I noticed that you started up the X account again, the Twitter account again.
It's always been there.
No, I
Throw
thought you
the
had
odd-
taken it down.
No.
I saw a post today.
Oh, what'd you see today?
Well, today you were promoting the show.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I also took a nice photo of this song
what's
here called We Are Who We Are. It's from DDT's 1990s karaoke days. And I asked the good listener, how does DDT know the lyrics to all these songs? And then I took a snapshot of that.
What is that? I don't even know it. Where'd you find that?
It's the old Kesha, Hot and Dangerous.
We should
If
say
you're
that
one
we're,
of us, then roll with us. You know it.
we should say that we're coming from the
Basement Cave.
basement cave.
Yeah. And we also have here we go. We got some
Special
things here.
guests.
DDT might want to talk about the Burbon Embargo still
Oh yes.
and how it's not slowing him down on
No,
the drinking.
it didn't. But I'm disappointed though.
He's
I think the segment was called American Bourbon versus
Yeah.
Canadian Whiskey.
yes, and we had some thumbs down on that from our friend online. He didn't think that was a good one.
Yeah, I don't understand JB
I
sometimes.
don't know either. I got the Jets. Are they the new Leafs?
Oh yes, that's a good one for our
If
guest.
you win the President's Cup, are you guaranteed to choke?
Yeah, probably. Eh? Doesn't
You don't
mean
watch
nothing.
You on Netflix, do you?
I do not.
Yeah, it's my recommendation.
Yeah.
Maybe
I've been
maybe
watching
our guest has seen it.
Handmaid's Tale.
Season
What do you
5
got?
is unreal.
What else you got?
DDT's pool maintenance or lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Chores. What are
Oh,
they?
chores. Yeah.
Kids, chores.
That
things
that
like
has come up quite a bit.
recently.
I don't
And how
think
you guys tend to do your kids' chores.
I don't
which-
think our guest has. I think he's.
Chores.
Yeah. This.
You think he sees it like you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most Gen Xers probably do with their kids.
Yeah.
And
The
then
coffee
I have-
screw up this
I have
morning.
Costco and DDT's antiquated visions of the place.
Oh yeah.
Mentioned it again today, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you don't always need 2 bottles of ketchup." That has nothing to do with it anymore, in my opinion. But we can get into that later.
Yeah.
All right,
How much stuff are we gonna get to?
we'll probably end up. The guest will take the reins.
Probably.
Yeah,
Just let
he's
him talk.
chomping at the bit.
I know.
Eh?
I can see him.
All right.
Warning, this podcast will be an injurious waste of your time. Warning, this podcast will be an injurious waste of your time.
Yeah, good morning. I'll take a medium with 2 sugar and a medium regular, please.
DDT.
Duff. Once again, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Why don't I let you introduce our
No, you-
our guest for the day?
Oh, should
and,
we? Bring him
let's
in
get
right away?
Into it. Well,
Yeah.
he's excited to go, and he's been sitting there patiently.
He's been asking to be on for like how many years have we been doing this podcast?
a
4?
while, And
3-4 years now.
We've politely
And I keep telling him
declined.
no. And it's not very nice to tell him no because he actually is my brother.
Yes, DDT's older brother.
Younger.
Mind you, he's I
younger.
just learned today he's a bit of a globe traveler. It would have been hard to get him in person maybe too. Eh?
Yeah, well, he doesn't live in Ottawa anymore.
No.
Actually, he's my younger brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were the older brother.
No, he's 2 years younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you corrected me on that.
But, he's smarter, more successful, more handsome.
Well, now that I think of it, you look younger for sure. You look younger. Yeah, older brother. Wow. That would put you, 60?
He'd be 60, yeah. Well,
Take it away, DDT.
Yeah, so it is my brother, the inventor of the phrase for our podcast theme,
An
injurious waste of time, which it definitely is. Want to say hello to
So
my
far it is
younger
today.
brother, Robert.
Welcome to the show, Rob.
How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good. I was
Yeah.
going to say, I'm used to being told no by you. Remember high
No?
school?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. When I couldn't get the drive to St. Pius with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Until
that's a good one.
one of your girlfriends, of course.
Girlfriends.
Like really just a
In
friend,
quotes.
Right.
Yeah.
In quotes.
Right.
My girlfriend?
Wanted to get a ride with you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then you came begging to me
Oh, God,
to go
yeah.
with you guys so you wouldn't have to take her.
So let me. That's a good story, actually.
I'm
Let me-
picturing a car with a spot for you, Rob, and then all of a sudden a cute girl comes up and they decide to take her and you're left at home in Beacon Hill.
No, it was the opposite, actually. So here's the deal. So, like I said, I'm a couple years older, so a couple grades above him.
Well,
So,
not necessarily a couple grades.
well, that's true.
A couple years older. But
Couple years
same
older,
grade, maybe.
Yeah, same. Failed a couple times. No, I didn't fail. I did do summer school once.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I knew there was
chemistry.
something going on.
yeah,
you
chemistry.
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
one. So Rob's in grade 9.
Yeah.
We're in grade 11. My buddies and I, right? So we have we're
You
able
have
to
your
drive
crew.
now.
You have
Yeah,
your
we
crew.
we can drive. So there's like 4 of us basically.
Okay.
And we end up driving to school. We go to school. And,
What's the vehicle? A Camaro?
Well, we no.
Was it a duster?
Well, we took turns driving, right? So one guy had a Duster, another guy had an Omni.
Oh, cool.
We had a Toyota Tercel,
Nice.
which Rob ended up destroying.
Oh.
Yeah, at one point.
What? I don't remember that.
So anyway, he's in grade 9, and
Yeah.
we had taken the bus for 2 years before we
Oh,
got our
God.
licenses, right?
So you want to?
So
Rob
we
had
wanted
to
to
go through
punish
that
him.
rite of passage
Exactly.
as well. At least a year.
Exactly.
Okay.
At least a year, maybe 2. But then, as he said, there was a girl that lived close to us that went to the same school as us, ended up wanting to have a ride. So
Oh my God, I could.
We-
Choking on my.
I mean,
coffee.
how could you have 4 guys and 1 girl in a car? Especially us guys, like
Yeah.
my buddy Pascal, like that guy is uncouth, right? Like
Okay.
the Toyota smelled like fart after 3 years of him being in it.
Oh,
Like seriously, it smelled like fart.
Pascal.
And we were all idiots in the
Could
car.
we get Pascal on the show someday, maybe?
Oh, you got to.
Oh, we should. Yeah, he's funny.
I mean, they used to sit on me in the back seat and fart.
Yeah,
That's what was happening.
Yeah. So anyway,
Pascal.
so we were like, we can't have her in the car because then
Yeah.
we would be all quiet and not say anything, right?
It wouldn't be fun.
It wouldn't be fun. So then we said, okay, well, we'll have to
You're
ask
in,
Rob
Rob.
to come.
Yeah.
So
It's not that they actually wanted me
No.
there. Yeah.
You served
yeah,
a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the deterrent.
I was definitely the deterrent. He's giving me instructions silently to hold the mic
something-
closer.
What do you want him to do,
Closer,
DDT?
yeah,
It's not
exactly.
like anyone's listening.
But it was funny because he was the younger one, but
That's cool.
he kind of fit in.
That's
But
great.
we picked on him a little bit.
Yeah.
There was one time we were idiots and we used to shout things out windows
Yes,
to
of
people and
course.
stuff like that, and mostly like if we saw like a nice looking girl, a hot
Yeah.
girl, we'd shout something at her.
Yeah,
So
very-
Rob thought one time
Very
he's
mature. Rob's going to take the
I'm gonna
lead.
get
he's
in,
gonna
yeah.
take he's gonna take the lead
I
on
regret
this.
this to
I'm
this
going,
day.
to, I'm going to impress these grade
Yeah,
11s.
he's like, I gotta take the lead on this. So he sees this nice, I don't know, young lady, whatever, rolls down the window. He shouts out, "Legs!" Because it comes like his voice.
I was in grade 9.
Oh my God.
That one he has never.
I've
He has
never let that down.
Wow.
He has never let that one down.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, like it was. It's quite. it was fun. I mean, I gotta say, yeah, it was fun having him in the vehicle. It wouldn't have been fun having the girl in the vehicle.
Well, it would
that's
make
for sure.
She wouldn't have had fun.
She would not
No,
have had fun.
no.
In fact, she probably would have said after a couple of days, like,
I'm
I'll take
out.
the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it made, every school day more fun driving than taking a bus for an hour across town.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and he lucked out, right?
Yeah.
Right now,
Oh,
he's
absolutely.
So you
getting
never
a
had to
ride.
really do the bus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for a month.
No, because
For a
then,
month.
well, for a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then when he got to grade 11, him and his buddies got their licenses.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Drove
Yeah.
to school. So
Oh, man.
Yep, driving in the Tercel.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, you destroyed.
Adjusted timing. Dad destroyed it.
No, you drove over a curb and broke the the axle.
Oh,
I don't even remember what happened.
fixable.
I don't know if that was fixable or not, but yeah, broke the axle on it, and that was it.
I put it out of its misery, basically.
Probably,
It still smelled like Pascal's
It smelled like
Oh.
fart. It did
Yeah.
smell like. Swear to God, my
That'd
parents
be a
would.
tough thing to sell.
Well,
eh?
my parents would get in the car and be like, "What the
Oh.
hell smell is this?"
That's gross.
It was
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
It also had no heat at one point. I was actually telling that to my dad
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
We were somehow we were talking about, oh, you have a Tercel, whatever. And I said, you had no heat. He goes, what do you mean it had no heat? I had no heat. He never knew.
Huh. Maybe he
I'm
never
sure
drove
would-
it in the winter.
I'm sure he would have fixed it. No, I don't think he did. I think it was like the car for us.
Well, you didn't need heat with Pascal's farts. Those
Oh,
are
he was-
That heated
those
up
are
pretty
coming
much,
out
yeah.
at 37 degrees.
Oh my God,
Eh?
I think he was the one complaining there was no heat. But here's Scal in the wintertime, okay? Running shoes,
Yeah.
no socks,
Oh.
and his pants rolled up past his knees. That's him minus 20
picture.
degrees.
That's
yeah.
a picture.
Sitting on the corner of Innis and Bearbrook.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? No wonder you're cold.
Driving all the way to Fisher and Baseline.
This guy was always late getting ready, too.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm paying for it these days with my son, my youngest son, anyway.
Yeah, what goes around.
Yeah. The common thread was he was tying his shoes. 5 minutes later, he'd come out.
So, Rob, or Wanker, as they usually call him,
Yeah, we don't usually use real names on the show here, DDT.
it's okay. He doesn't have another name.
Well, you just call
I
him
call him
one.
Wanker.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
For the
that's
show.
great. Yeah. Let's go with that instead.
I call him Wanker for the... No, but when we have a guest on, we use their names, right?
Our British audience will like that.
Yeah.
It's probably 2 or 3 over there.
So,
Can use Ricky instead. We'll go Trailer Park Boys.
Ricky.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby. So the Injurious Waste of Time, we'll have to give you credit
Yeah.
for that, unfortunately.
How'd you come up with that?
Yeah, how did that come about? I mean, I know the podcast is an injurious waste of time, but that probably described it perfectly.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
It did stick.
Yeah, well, that
Stuck
was
like
just
fly on poop.
yeah. It's the best thing that happened to your podcast.
Probably.
I have to get an insult here. The guest gets hooked out right immediately.
Probably.
Yeah, just I don't know, from being in law, and
Law?
there was some tort.
So
thing.
you are a lawyer?
Well, I won't admit to that here because we don't tell what we do
Oh,
on here. Right?
okay.
That's right.
If you want free legal advice.
If you want free legal advice, ask for Ricky. Yeah, and there's this weird tort name. I can't even remember what it is. And I was trying to think of something to
Who
come
else
up
but a
with that
lawyer
was
would
similar.
use the word tort?
I love that.
Did you Googling it what it is right now?
Got
too?
an educated guest
Define
today.
it. Yeah. And just came up with something that sounded similar to that. And, it was definitely an injurious waste of my time. Every time I was listening to it, I couldn't figure out why I'm listening to this. Kind of like the train wreck. Why are you watching
Why
this?
do you
I
come
am
back
just
and
because,
listen,
I
right?
guess. Yeah.
But you came back and kept listening,
I did, yeah.
much to... well, he was one of our first listeners, I think.
Probably.
Him and my buddy that bought the T-shirt.
The listener.
The listener. Yeah. And
Many a
maybe-
walk in Calgary was spent listening to your podcast.
There you go.
Nice.
There,
Good to
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. And that's why it was an injurious
It was,
waste of
yeah.
time. Wasting your time listening to it walking.
God, those were rough. You're talking the 2020 episodes, season 1.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
were rough. Yeah. Those were in the original.
No, you were in Calgary when?
When did 2022?
2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't season 1.
But whenever we
well,
started.
no, he was listening to the first.
yeah.
Yeah.
I listened right from the beginning.
Well, it depends on. Yeah, it doesn't matter what year he listened to it, but our first episodes were rough.
They
That's when
were.
we actually had the cars
Parked
like
beside each
cop
other,
cars.
hanging my arm out
That's
the
the
window.
origin
my
of the
phone.
name. I don't know if you caught that.
I did know that. Yeah.
You ever see cops
Yeah.
parked and they're always
Yeah.
like,
They're
Yeah.
having
car
coffees
coffee.
like that.
Yeah. I thought it was actually a good name.
Yeah, it's a good name. It has nothing to do with cops. Like zero. It's
I know.
funny. Like
Yeah,
people
are looking
people
up.
tune in probably trying to.
Yeah, like, oh, it's a true
Yeah.
crime series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to tune in.
And you had the cop car at the time, didn't you then?
I had the cop car?
Didn't you have the Impala or
He
whatever?
still has
I
the
have an
big
Impala,
sedan.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
didn't you have it then?
Yes, I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they don't use Impalas. They use Ford
They're into
Explorers these
SUVs
days.
and stuff
Yeah,
now,
they
police forces.
used to
Yeah.
use the Impala and the Ford what was that? The
Crown Vic.
Crown Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't use those. They're in the SUVs. That's more practical in Canada, I guess.
I don't know.
Maybe
And
the
bikes.
minivan would be better.
Minivan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Be
bicycles.
embarrassing to get
Yeah.
stopped by a minivan.
Yeah, that would be
You were
embarrassing.
speeding. How'd you catch me?
Exactly. So what do we got for topics that
Well,
we
just
can,
right out of the blue, Rob reminded me as a lawyer that remember I told you about the Big Lou commercial?
I don't remember.
I'm only laughing to myself.
Yeah. I get that reference.
On Sirius Satellite, there's this lawyer guy in the States
Oh, yeah, you
that
told me that. Yeah,
advertises
yeah.
his business dealing with divorces and stuff. And his name is Big Lou. You think I could play it? Would it work?
I don't know.
You don't.
Copyright infringement.
So you can't play music, but why can't you play ads and stuff?
Still a copyright.
Ads?
We have a lawyer right here. We could ask him.
Oh, great.
Put 'em on the spot.
This is it. Like,
Yeah.
I know all the laws everywhere.
I won't play it
Yeah.
today.
You're an
We will.
Yeah, everything.
We'll
Yeah.
prep for
You're
it for a
an
future.
entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's hilarious. It's like it goes something like this: are you going through a nasty divorce and your gold digging wife wants to get all your money out of you? Blah blah blah. Well, take it from me, because I'm just like you. I'm on number 2. In fact, I'm getting a divorce right now, and I'll be on number 3. And
Oh my God.
it's all
That's
this.
crazy.
It's way better, obviously, than
Yeah,
me
yeah,
describing
yeah.
it, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It makes you laugh, and he's like, he must get a lot of people in the States calling him for consultations, eh?
Well, I would think that each state's laws are different. So
Yeah.
for our family, but I don't know. I know that's here in Canada for
Right.
sure. Each jurisdiction, Ontario, each province has
Sure.
different.
Like his
Pretty much, no?
tagline is "Big Lou is one of you," or "Big Lou is just like you." Like, anyways.
I mean, you'd want a lawyer who's gone through it before.
Yeah,
Unless it's
probably.
maybe as a criminal lawyer, you don't want your lawyer
Right.
to have been charged with
Yeah,
murder
yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
What's it like?
I know how to
How'd you
defend
get
you.
off?
Yeah.
I know how to defend you because I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a serial killer lawyer.
Well,
Yeah.
Rob, why don't we, before we devolve too much, like
Yeah.
Rob should tell us a bit about, if he's comfortable, general life, and especially the going to Calgary and stuff like that, and what it was like living out there.
Now he's living in London.
Yeah. Well, we don't need
Ontario.
to talk too much about London.
Yeah, what's that?
Poor
But-
London.
Yeah.
I think we
I
all
went to London, England.
Oh,
That was
okay.
beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 I just like the idea you said in COVID, like a lot of us, like, the hell with this.
Yeah.
If we're stuck in lockdown anyways, we might as well be somewhere fun. And you guys did that.
Yeah.
You packed everything up, went to Calgary, lived there for a year. Yeah. What was it like?
Yeah, Calgary's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, as Canadians, we should
What happens
get
if they
across our country
separate?
more.
Great.
I don't know. Go ask that. Let me ask Danielle Smith. I'll call her up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
Danielle.
see how that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Calgary's a fantastic place, and like I've traveled out to the East Coast a little bit. Never really been out west. I was in Victoria for a school thing for like a week, kind of idea, and yeah, it's like we're stuck at home in Ottawa. I mean, Ottawa's a great city, but it's nice to get out and explore. And my wife used to travel around a little bit. Her dad moved around for work and that. And so we figured, what the hell, let's do something different.
great.
And then,
Yeah.
Calgary just came up and off we went, 35 hours in the car.
Wow.
Darcy bailed me out on the first day up because it was after that big storm that we had in May.
No kidding.
Yeah, no gas here. And I'm
Right.
like, 10 minutes from Armprior, I'm like, I'm gonna run out. Call Darcy.
Run out of gas.
Or sorry, DDT.
runs out.
Sorry, you can
fine,
get that
it's
out.
fine.
Beat that out.
Yeah, DDT, and then he goes, yeah, got some gas, and half an hour, 45 minutes later, he's there bailing me out, and then off we
Yeah.
went for.
Who runs out of
Yeah.
gas?
So the gas stations were closed
Yeah.
in this area because the power was out, and you were
Yeah.
driving through at that time.
Yeah. So Armprior was open, but
Sure.
like I didn't get gas the day before, right? So
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about failure of planning, right?
Oh, man.
Like,
well, yeah,
I'm
I
on
did.
I'm on empty, and I got to drive
That's
like
classic.
across the country, but I'll start off on empty.
It's got to take a risk.
And you just went straight. You went straight. You didn't stop for an overnighter anywhere.
We stopped. Oh crap! Outside of Sudbury somewhere, I think
Yeah.
was the first stop.
Wawa?
Thunder Bay. Yeah, like Ontario takes a hell of a long time to
Yeah,
get out of.
yeah.
It's like 18 hours, 20 hours to
it's,
get out of
it's
there.
over half to get to Calgary,
Yeah.
probably Ontario.
Yeah. We did it over 3-4 days. On the way back, we did over 9 days, so we could stop at a few
Nice.
places.
Okay.
Yeah, but going in the prairies was kind of surreal as you drive. You think like you're in an ocean, almost is the feeling of it. So it was
it's amazing,
fantastic.
eh?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
And in Calgary, you did some outdoorsy stuff, or
There's so much to
Yeah.
do in Calgary. Canmore is an hour door to door from
Yeah.
the house that we rented. So going hiking in the mountains, of course. You got Sunshine, you got Lake Louise.
Yeah.
So we did I did snowboarding, and Drumheller with all the dinosaurs, and then
yeah,
of course you did the Calgary Stampede. You can't go to Calgary without doing the
Cool.
Stampede. Yeah, there's just so much to do around there.
What about winter? I
you
remember.
went snowboarding.
I remember. I was.
You
This
weren't
is why I was going to ask you
you
about
weren't
swearing, because like so my wife and I, we went to Australia about, I don't know, 15 years ago, and we're in Port Douglas, and it must have been like 40 degrees and this kind of stuff, and we just got off this boat doing some alligator sightseeing, or was it crocodile? Alligator or crocodile? Crocodile in Australia. So
like Crocodile Dundee.
we get off and we're going back to our place, and we're walking past a store, and it has a T-shirt that says, you can bleep this out if you want.
Injurious waste of time.
Yeah, fuck, it's hot. And I think that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm thinking
Nice and simple.
right then.
Did you
Same
buy
thing with Calgary.
Did you buy the shirt?
I didn't. I should have.
Oh,
But Calgary, you get like minus 25 to 30 for like 10 to 14
Yeah,
days in a
yeah,
row.
yeah.
So that was the
Well,
only drawback.
I remember the first winter. Well, you only spent one winter there, right?
Yeah, one winter there.
Yeah. So, but
was enough.
like in October, it was like minus 30,
Yeah, it had some
and I
too.
texted him saying, "You still happy you went to
Oh.
Calgary?"
Yeah, it was great.
Because
Well,
you
get
get
the
that,
Chinook, right?
You
Yeah.
get that in Calgary. Like,
Yeah.
You get the
Little
yeah.
warm-ups.
You get the warm ups, but the real cool downs too.
Well, one of the neighbors and I, we went snowboarding. It was like minus 30 or something like that. The lifts weren't working for a while and that. We did like 3 runs, and it was like
Yeah.
time to go.
That's no fun.
But he was working in the oil fields and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
he only gets a certain amount of time to go. So he's like, I'm going no matter what.
I'm going if it's freezing.
Yeah. But Albertans are very independent,
Yeah.
do-it-yourself kind of people,
I
and
like that.
they're awesome.
Separatists.
Do your country independent to yourself too? Yeah, no, it's a good place.
Oh, that's good. That's now you're back, and then decided to take a job in London, Ontario.
Yep.
Jesus.
To get away from you,
Yeah,
Probably,
exactly.
I think,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah.
Yes, if I figured 6 hours, you probably wouldn't come up, and you haven't yet either.
I have
so there you
not.
go.
I have
can't see that.
I have no reason to go to London. Well, I guess I have a reason to go to
Visit
London,
your
but
family, yeah.
yeah, but no reason really, because I've been to London a couple times, and it's a few times because we had friends,
Yeah.
family friends that live there, so
Yep.
we've been there. But I went recently for work and stuff like that, and it's nothing to write home about really.
Well, there's a lot to do around it too, though. Like there's
The winters are kind of crappy too.
Stratford. This winter was bad. Last winter was actually pretty good. There's Stratford. There's a whole bunch of beaches around there.
Yeah.
There's a beach that's a dog
You're
beach,
close
basically.
to like Georgian Bay and all that. It's
Yeah.
beautiful up
But
there.
but
Yeah.
also London is in the heart of Leafs
Oh yeah,
country.
I knew you were getting to that.
Yeah,
you gotta love it.
the segue. The
Yeah.
segue.
Oh.
God, hey Duff.
Well, this is why we brought him on. We wanted a true Leafs perspective on
Yeah,
how the
that's
playoffs are going for you, and the fact that they weren't dead after getting blasted 2 games ago. They They
It's funny how hockey works, eh?
They found their hearts again somehow and pulled off a Game 6. So how you feeling about tonight?
Feeling good about tonight, actually.
Okay.
This is a bit of a different Leafs team, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. Thanks to the
Well,
chief.
Still very hateable.
You
but
never know.
different.
You never. Yeah, exactly. You never know what you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
Tonight they could come out and shit the bed again, like they did a couple nights ago.
I don't think that they're going to get that tonight. I think Berube's got them in the right mindset. I think
You
that's
like
why
him
they
as
bounce
a
back.
coach?
Yeah.
He's a good coach, eh?
Yeah.
At least from your perspective. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like that was a good bounce back, right?
Yeah.
Like that Game 5 was, I mean, I think they were embarrassed by it too, and so they came back with the effort that they needed, and I think that now that Austin Matthews got one, I think if you're going to come because of that now. So it was good to see.
What about Marner?
I love Marner.
Mitch Marner. He's not going to be a Leaf at the
Isn't
end
Mitch
of the
Marner
season,
the
though.
only Leaf you actually kind of like a bit?
No, me, Nylander.
Oh, yeah.
Nylander.
Yeah,
You
because
gotta
he's
love
more
Nylander.
of a playoff guy
That's true.
that I've seen over the last number of years.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten some clutch goals in the playoffs, and yeah, no, Marner's
Whereas you
great.
can't say that about Matthews or Marner, really.
Look, my son, who's also a Leaf fan, pointed out to me Ovechkin has only got past the
Ovechkin's-
second
yeah,
round,
but he's out
once.
won a
Now
cup.
they did win the cup,
Yeah.
but still, like so.
Wouldn't you
people
rather
like to pick on
have
the Leafs.
Leafs win the cup than get past the second round
I would
in the last
love a
10
cup.
years?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
My friends bought me a T-shirt says just once before I die.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I've said to my son, and when I was telling him this, and he's a Leaf fan, I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, no offense, but it'll be the best day of my life." He's like, "None taken, it'll be mine too."
Listen, I think I'm the jinx because
Are
the Leafs
you?
have not won a cup since my birth.
Since your birth.
Yeah.
Wow.
1967.
Black sheep of the family.
Eh?
Yeah.
That's,
And I'm happy about that,
oh, man.
right? No comment. Eh?
No comment. Hey, well, the Sens are out, so they're happy golfing now.
Yeah.
Well, after tonight, it could be that for the Leafs too.
No, I don't think so. Actually, you know what it is, right? Like
So you're calling it right now?
I'm gonna
You
call it right
what's
now.
yeah,
Heard
you're
it
gonna
here
call
first.
Leafs in 7.
I'm gonna say tonight will be 4-3,
Oh, wow. Lots of
Yeah.
goals.
and the winner is gonna be Max Pacioretty.
Friggin' match pass.
He scored the other night, didn't he?
Friggin', yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Well, that's why they play the games. I mean, you have to wait and see. Maybe.
I don't know. I think it
What
has
is
the
the Leafs-
potential to be such a great game, though. Like in terms of battle and will, and like
Yeah.
if Florida brings their best game,
Yeah.
and the Leafs bring their best game, like come
I
on.
see by the betting
Yeah.
Florida's the favorite tonight. to
Oh,
win.
really?
Yeah, they're -1 something.
Even in Toronto.
Yeah.
Well, they're Stanley Cup champions, so you got to knock them down. But
That's
look,
true,
where the
yeah.
Leafs are tough is on defense, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are beasts, and that's the biggest difference from the
Sure.
last several years.
Yes.
Tanev, McCabe, I love Benoit.
Yeah. they've
Like
had
these
none of
guys
that.
are
What
tough,
happened
tough,
to
tough.
They've had none of that before.
what's his name? Morgan Riley.
Playoff Mo, I call him. Yeah,
Yeah.
my son and I call him Playoff Mo. He's like, I mean, his regular season wasn't up to probably the standards he liked,
Playoff mode.
but his
not very good.
playoffs have been great.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
He hasn't looked very good
Playoff
to me.
DDT. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Can you elevate your game once in a while?
I elevate
No.
every podcast.
You do not.
No?
No, you
I
have
bring
a
it
level.
down.
You have a level that's just there, and yeah.
he did in one soccer game.
Oh,
Yep, in Toronto.
imagine.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing against some Toronto Italian team, and they lost 10-1. And
Whoa.
DDT got the goal.
Got the goal.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
An own goal.
yeah. Yeah, that didn't specify.
Yeah.
Was it on
Yeah,
goal? No.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good for you, DDT.
My glory days.
Yeah.
That, I can't do that
I
anymore.
keep telling him he should get back into the game.
No.
I joined a soccer team, Rob, for the first time in
Yeah,
about
Duff's
30
going
years.
out. Yeah.
And I don't see why
Then
DDT
he missed.
can't.
Then he missed. He
Oh.
went last week,
Yeah.
and then they had another exhibition game last
Oh, I
Friday
couldn't
night,
make
and
it.
Duff doesn't go.
Oh, God.
I
He
don't know,
doesn't
Friday
go.
nights.
He's out. He sends me a
I'm
pic of.
saving it for the real season.
drinking a
next
beer.
Week. Yeah. I'm saving it for the real season.
I think that was the smart choice, though.
Yeah. What's the
Like,
rush?
yeah.
Exhibition games. Come on.
Friday night
Gotta
beer
get in
versus
shape,
Friday
man.
night
Yeah.
soccer.
You got to
Yeah.
get in shape.
There'll be enough Friday night soccer. But DDT, why don't you throw the cleats back on?
God no.
Join a 55-plus league.
I'm like I'm so out of shape. It's not funny.
Well,
Yeah.
turn it around.
I mean,
man.
it is funny.
Yeah.
That I'm out of shape this bad.
You're just
I'm
weak.
sore.
You're just
Yeah,
weak.
weak,
Because you're not really overweight. You're just weak.
Weak.
Sharing diapers with Winston.
Sharing diapers
Yeah.
with Winston.
Weak, slow,
My
fragile.
slow.
Those are all fixable.
Exactly.
Trainable.
Well, like I said, my neighbor plays.
Maybe a little less bourbon and a little more working out.
Oh,
That's all it would take.
We should get into that, eh?
Your bourbon?
The American bourbon versus Canadian whiskey.
5 o'clock somewhere, I guess, but no thanks.
Oh no, I don't mean drink it right now.
I can take a shot. I need to calm the nerves before tonight.
It helps with the hangovers.
Oh.
Yeah. No, but no, I can't play soccer
Yeah. Well,
anymore.
to the bourbon then. Yeah, like we've been talking about this for weeks now. DDT is beside himself with the fact that his chosen government, Doug Ford and the PCs, are banning all American booze from the LCBO. What measures have you taken to combat that, DDT?
I want the listener to know, and you to know, Duff, that I did not vote for Doug Ford.
Oh, you don't have to lie, DDT.
I didn't. I voted for everybody.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right?
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah,
I told
he
you.
Did. He did.
I voted for everybody.
Mr.
Okay?
Vote spoiler.
Yeah. So.
Oh, well. They
I
didn't
wasn't
need your
happy-
vote, apparently.
No.
80% of the vote was enough.
Well, what was it like?
80% of the 40%.
80% of the 30, I think.
Yeah,
It's like-
they cleaned up.
Yeah.
My gosh. Anyway, so
Why even have the election? I
so-
complained about that too.
so no bourbon accessible,
So yeah, so I go. So I'm out of bourbon, right?
and bourbon is a whiskey made in Tennessee,
Kentucky. Yeah, in
Okay.
the U.S. of A.
just
of course.
so the listener knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's American whiskey is
Yeah,
the
sure.
bourbon if it's made in Kentucky.
In an oak barrel
In an oak barrel. So
in the mountains on a Sunday with blossoms on the cherry trees.
yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
I was wondering if that was true for a second.
these
There go on
different
all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we know, we have a big trade war going on.
We do.
Only Doug Ford thinks it's a trade war.
Yeah,
Like
no
I don't
one-
think the
Not
Americans.
everyone else is really noticing, eh?
No.
I think we've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, time passes.
So his like version of a trade war, Mr. Ford, is to
Yeah.
pull all the American liquor off the shelves.
Mr. Buck a beer. It must
Yeah.
just have a big space in his head, eh? The alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Somebody commented on that.
Yeah.
Like everything is geared
Booze.
towards alcohol.
Yeah.
His policies.
just abnormally so. Yeah.
yeah, because he's getting rid of the beer store too, apparently.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah, the beer store will be. I think they're.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway,
We'll see. Yeah.
my point is that the American he pulled all this off because he wants to stick it to
Yeah.
the orange man, right? So I'm out of bourbon now.
Okay.
So the other night I go in, I want to buy, I don't know, something, right? Because I don't have any alcohol.
close to
I'm
bourbon
dry.
as
Maybe
you
I should
can
stay
find.
dry and then just work out and get in
Yeah.
shape and join your soccer team.
Yeah.
Eh?
Nothing wrong with improving yourself.
Exactly. I told my wife I don't want to do any improvements.
To the house or myself.
Exactly.
Just put the bourbon in the water bottle.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I go to the liquor store, the LCBO, and there's still no American products on
None,
the shelves.
eh?
None.
No wine,
No.
no booze.
No Kraken.
So I'm like, is Kraken American?
It is, yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
There's no Kraken.
Wow.
I didn't notice because I'm not a rum drinker.
But I'm smarter than you. I got the supply
You
beforehand.
stocked up.
He's stocked up.
Well, every Christmas, my presents are
Nice.
Kraken.
Kraken and Kraken.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't have a drinking problem, by the way. Just to clarify.
That's good. Then it lasts you a long time.
Exactly.
Not really. Yeah.
Well, it's like my dad, where everybody
Yeah.
brings him a little thing of Crown Royal every Christmas, and
Oh,
it's
yeah?
always there. I don't think he ever has to buy any.
How many bottles of Crown Royal does he have sitting there? Or does he drink it?
There's always a couple I see.
Nice. So anyway, nothing, no bourbon,
Yeah, no
nothing.
nothing.
So I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I ended up walking around the store.
One thing you're going to do for sure, I'll predict
Yeah.
this right now, is you made a comment to some 20-year-old cashier who has nothing to do
No,
with
she
the trade
wasn't
war.
20.
Okay.
She was an older lady, probably
You know.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
My-
He's going to start a big political
probably
rant.
my age.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
middle-aged lady.
Who still doesn't give a rat's rat's ass.
She does
about
not care.
a tariff
one
or a trade war.
She does not care one bit. But anyway,
But
so
you're gonna say it anyways.
I walked around the store for 15 minutes. What the hell am I gonna do? So then I end up back in the whiskey section.
You're searching for that lost bottle of bourbon that's some employee never took
forgot
off the
to put
shelf.
on. Yeah, so I bent the knee basically and picked up a bottle of Canadian whiskey, Gibson's
Okay.
finest.
Probably the cheapest you could find.
It was a cheap.
Yeah, that would be your.
Yeah. Well, I was going to pick up
qualifier.
Wayne Gretzky. Then I thought, well, Wayne Gretzky, he's in bed with, the Orange Man.
That's a controversial
I'm surprised
choice.
that
Yeah.
they're still on the shelf,
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say.
Really?
Yeah, should have pulled it too, maybe.
So anyway, I picked up Gibson. And you know what? There is a big difference in taste.
My bad.
I got to say.
Between bourbon and whiskey?
Yeah. And Canadian whiskey.
Is there
Like
a-
bourbon is
okay.
much more like, there's more flavor. It's harder. It's, I found this Gibson's
a higher
very
alcohol content?
Slightly.
Okay,
You know what? I bet you if we did a taste test and the whiskey and the
Yes.
bourbon, he wouldn't know the difference.
we should do that.
I
Yeah.
would know.
Yeah. Next show, there you go.
We have to get the bourbon somehow.
We can't get bourbon.
Go down to the
wait till
States.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's,
just
an,
go across
it's an
the
hour
border.
away. It's
Yeah.
worth it for your show.
Go
Come
to
on.
the, go to
Anything
the,
for the
And
show.
you'll have to pay the tariff on it though, for sure.
Oh, well, it'd be duty free. Does that mean tariff free?
How would it be duty free?
Well, if you go across the border, go to the duty free shop,
yeah,
pick it up there,
I'm not even sure. if
drive
it's a
back.
thing now
Would
with
you have to
all
buy
this.
pay the tariff on it?
I
Well,
think
what's
they're
that tariff?
I
How
think
much?
they're tariffing
25%?
everything.
50%? No, they took tariffs off. Remember? I told you that yesterday.
You just don't declare it at the border.
You
Right.
could
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah. Yeah, for $30. They're going to land up in jail for 30 bucks.
Sure, you could grab them all.
Yeah.
Or we could crack open my Jack Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
Peach.
Nah, it
bourbon.
wouldn't be the same. You have to.
I could
couldn't
get
have
you
a flavored
peach
one.
Crown Royal though. You could try compare the two. You don't like the peach though. I love.
No,
the
I
peach.
would. I would have it. I would probably.
We could
try
taste
that.
test that someday.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyways, yeah.
yeah. So then I get to the cash, and I'm like, to the cashier, the middle-aged lady.
Yeah.
Any
Bourbon. Do you guys have any bourbon?
you know when the bourbon's gonna come back on the shelf? No idea. This is, and then I say something like, "It's pretty stupid. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous." Like, she doesn't say nothing.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like you said. She doesn't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
She gets paid $27 an hour and
I
doesn't
know.
care
What a great
care
job.
with a pension.
Yeah.
I wonder where it all is. You can do the bourbon heist.
Yeah, it's probably sitting in the back.
There'll be like
You're
a
right.
Netflix special on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy who did the bourbon
Yeah.
heist during
Yeah.
the tariff war.
My younger son wants
It's
to become
bought
a.
and paid for. It is sitting in a warehouse.
My
somewhere.
younger son wants to become a criminal, so
Wants
he
to?
wants to be like a thief, like plan big heists. And that's what he told me.
So you can help him out.
I think he's been. I think he's been playing too much Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Watching the news too much.
yeah.
Huh.
So anyway, like
there
I
you
didn't.
go.
I have the Gibson's finest. It's okay. I've had it before. It's
I
fine.
feel bad for you though. Yeah, you like your bourbon and
Yeah, I
you can't
do.
get it, eh?
But I've almost drank half the bottle in 2
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast that goes.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah, the wife's away, so
So
Oh,
they'll
they're
drive up
drinking-
to Sudbury.
watching
but
that-
You won't drive to London to see your family.
no.
Interesting.
It's the
Oh,
same
okay.
distance too in
About the
terms of
same.
time. It's about 6 hours.
Well, I got to drive through Toronto. Forget it.
You can bypass
Take the
407.
toll. man.
Yes.
Don't be so
I
cheap.
don't want to spend that money.
Uncle Doug took the toll off eastbound, I heard recently.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day, Rob, come out and visit you.
You
There's
have to-
nowhere to stay at your house. though.
Yeah, no, apartment living is the best.
Bring
Yeah.
a tent. Oh, you're in an apartment?
Oh, yeah,
Break
yeah.
down, like in the city itself then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like the plan was to get a place, but
Yeah.
because and sell the one here, but the market wasn't good at the time here,
Yeah.
so we've rented it to family friends. And I'm like,
Nice.
I gotta say,
Keep your options open.
little story on that. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
My brother calls me up, says, "Can you go over to the house and help my new tenants move?" What was it again? Remember?
I don't
move
remember
like
this.
their bed or
This
something.
is borderline
Put it to
transition
the
to
put it
chores.
to put it to the
DDT.
bring the bed out to the garbage from the garage.
Oh,
The friggin' guy
right.
could have done it himself. It wasted my time. It was like I could pick it up all myself.
Oh, you love chores, DDT.
Yeah, it was payback actually
Yeah.
for all the times you were coming out to shovel the driveway
Right.
and still tying the boots up and I've got like 3/4 of the driveway done, and then you come out.
Still
yeah.
tying the boots up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got out of my chores
Yeah,
when
see?
I was young.
There you go.
Yeah.
Payback.
Speaking of chores, that's
Yeah.
another good segue.
Yeah.
Duff, good on you, man.
Well, it was chore-like.
Yeah.
But see, I'm not sure you've confessed to not even knowing what a chore is, really. Correct?
Well, I know what a chore is. It's just that my kids don't
Well,
do
you always
anything.
say, what are chores?
Well, what I mean by that is that my
Okay.
kids don't do any.
And you don't
And neither does
encourage it?
JB's, apparently.
You don't. Well, there's no way JB.
And I don't think Rob's kids ever did any either.
Well, I think JB enjoys doing chores. I think he enjoys it.
He does.
I don't think he wants his kids to do anything.
No, because you can do it better yourself.
But don't you see the benefits of kids doing chores?
I do.
Then why don't you?
Because
them
I've
that
tried.
opportunity?
I've tried, but they flat out refuse.
They just say no.
Exactly. Flat out refuse.
And you still
to
feed
do it.
them?
Well,
And clothe them?
if I don't do that, then I get the CAS called on me.
I don't know, man.
See, Dad had fear over us. That's why we did the
Yes,
chore. But
he
like,
did
look
chores.
at him. Are you going to be
There's a
afraid of
scary
this?
Man. There's a scary.
Well, did you make your kids do chores?
Absolutely, all the time.
No.
All the time, for sure.
No, they did not.
What was there to do around the house?
See? They didn't do anything.
No, they did chores sometimes.
What?
Stuff. Little, even if it's
We had the
token.
same. We had this. I know your kids didn't do chores.
Oh, they feared me big time.
Yeah, they
Yep.
didn't do any chores.
They do chores at their mom's. There you
There
go.
you go.
Well, how come they didn't do chores at your house?
Because I'm the
good guy.
good guy. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to call you Drunkle.
Drunkle. Oh.
Robin used to host all the parties at his house, and every time we
Nice.
went there, he was like into the Kraken, as he mentioned.
Well, that's why you host, so you don't
That's
have to
the-
drive.
That's
yeah,
true.
That's
That's
smart.
very
That
true,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So your kids do chores, Duff?
My kids have done chores. I mean, I grew up on a farm, Rob, so there were real chores, and
Yeah, well,
it was part of growing up, and I think it taught me lots. And my kids now, little different, but shoveling the biggest one I laugh at with you guys is shoveling the driveway. The kids have shoveled my driveway as much as me, for
me.
sure.
not my
Like,
house.
it's doable. Like, they're younger, their backs are stronger. Like, even my daughter was shoveling the driveway.
I come home after a hard day at work, sitting at my desk.
The
doing
last
nothing.
thing you should be doing is shoveling the driveway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like a lot of snow, then yeah, I'll get out the
But
snow
who's ever home
blower.
first, like, if you got a kid, these friggin' high school kids these days, they're done at 2 o'clock.
I know.
If they're home at 2:30, get shoveling.
5 to 10
And we'll
centimeters.
feed you dinner. Here's the deal. You
Yeah.
guys shovel, you'll get to eat tonight.
5 to 10 centimeters, they can shovel.
That's so easy.
20, 15 to 30, then I'll get
Yeah.
out the snowblower or whatever.
No, my
That's
wife
fine.
would make the kids come out and shovel with me.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife doesn't do that. She just would park in the driveway, flatten all the snow down, and
That's another way of doing it. I've done that a couple times.
Or just drive back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And over the big, with the
The big
snow
Burbon
park on slide,
Embargo.
just like,
Yeah.
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 This is why you have like I think
An
that's why
SUV.
most Canadians have
Have
pickup
SUVs
trucks.
and
So you can
trucks,
do
yeah.
that.
Too funny.
yeah, like I get out there and I do have a company vehicle that's a SUV, so I was doing that as well.
An edge.
Yeah, and but I mean, it's a real pain because if it's cold out, then it gets hard packed,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Then you
it's-
can't
gotta shovel it
you
quick,
can't
man.
shovel
You
it.
gotta shovel it quick. But other than shoveling snow, there are
Cutting
other
grass.
chores, right?
Does your kid cut?
Keeping
kids
your
cut
room
grass?
tidy. Yeah, less. I don't.
Because you got a new
I'll pull
electric
I'll
mower.
pull a JB there and say that I kind of like cutting the grass. I don't have a
Well,
giant.
because you.
I don't have a giant
big
property
land.
like you here,
Yeah.
or JB.
Yeah.
I can, but it's still great. This new electric lawnmower, my God.
Yeah.
You plug the battery in and it's like ready to go, and I can cut the entire lawn in about 15 minutes
Yeah.
versus half an hour with the stupid corded one last year.
Yeah. Because didn't your son run over the
Yeah,
cord?
one of the early attempts with the chores was the yeah.
That's how he got out of doing them.
That's how he got out of that chore, but now he cannot.
It's
So
like here's strategic. I'm gonna run over the
Yeah,
cord.
we'll give
Never
the-
mind, I might electrocute
we'll
myself.
give the
but-
son another crack with the cordless mower
Yeah.
and see how that
Well,
goes.
mine's a gas powered.
Yeah,
So, but I don't think Luke, my
Yeah.
younger son, can pull the cord.
to start it. Well, you start it up and there you go. So it's always a fix, man.
I was going to say something there, but I shouldn't because we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
But
you're
you're
DDT knows where you were going with that.
yeah, you're lucky to have grown up on the farm, though. I think
so.
that we should send all our kids to
To
work
a
in the
farm.
summer on the farm. Yeah,
100%. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get them out there and slugging hay and fixing fences and
Yeah.
driving tractors.
Milking the cows,
Yeah. Planting gardens.
pulling the teats.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in a farmhouse for a few months when I was at a place and rented it from a farmer, and that guy was up at like whatever in the morning.
Yeah.
They're the hardest workers you'll
They
see.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like it.
But not in the winter.
There's surprisingly little work to do in the winter on a lot of farms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
don't
you
know.
work for what?
You work hard from spring to fall.
Yeah. Then you get a nice
Unless you have a dairy farm.
time off. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
right.
Dairy,
Yeah.
dairy farm. Yeah.
That's nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that has zero interest for me. That type of farm.
What about a beef farm?
Well, that's what we ran. Right? Was just.
Did you have a
small-
beef farm?
We had beef cattle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know that.
Beef cattle.
Grain fed, grass fed,
Beer fed.
beer fed.
Both fed.
No antibiotics.
Oh, no, of course they had antibiotics. Like, yeah, of course.
They had antibiotics.
Probably. I remember giving cows needles at times. Yeah.
Are cows vegetarians?
Yeah, they eat
Cows are
grass.
vegetarians.
Just
yeah.
grass?
Or grain. Grain
Or
fed,
grain,
grass
yeah,
fed.
yeah.
I guess you wouldn't want to feed it another
Yeah.
What if you-
That's a movie maybe.
yeah.
You mentioned grain fed, grass fed. It's funny. I think a lot of the operations around here are grass fed because it's cheap,
Yeah.
right up to the end, and then you fatten them up with grain for like the
Oh.
last month
Oh.
because the farmer gets paid based on their weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want the cows fat at the end because you make more money.
But then,
and they taste better, right?
does it?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
When you
'cause
buy
the
a nice
cow
steak,
has more
you're
fat.
probably not buying a lean, pure red steak. You like
Right.
the one with a little bit of marbling.
Yes.
That's fat, man. It's not good for you, but it's tasty.
It is tasty. The fat on steak. Remember, we used to have steak almost every weekend.
Every weekend.
Every
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, that has changed.
That
I
has changed.
rarely have steak.
Yeah, no. Well, when Dad had the heart issue, and so he went vegetarian for the while. So the
Did he?
Sunday steak dinner like went by the wayside.
Was Sunday
Yeah.
tofu.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Barbecue tofu.
Did he go
We-
right
Awesome.
vegetarian or did he eat fish
I don't
and
remember that.
chicken and
I don't remember. No, he didn't have chicken for sure. For
Okay.
sure, for a while. Like maybe
Wow.
it was fish and all that, but
Okay.
he was definitely for sure off the. It was for a little bit of time.
I don't
good
remember
for
that
him.
actually.
Yeah. Well, you don't remember
I don't
much
remember much
anyway. yeah.
from that period. I was too
the
drunk.
bourbon
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, but I do remember the steaks that we used to usually have are steak and potatoes. You don't like baked potatoes, eh,
I
Doug?
can't eat mashed potatoes or baked potatoes.
Yeah.
Makes me gag.
That's weird.
It's not weird.
That is weird.
Powdery old potatoes. Ugh.
Wow.
This
Anyway, we used to have that.
Yeah.
He barbecued them pretty good too.
Yeah,
I
the
remember
T-bones.
those, T-bone
Oh,
steaks.
T-bones.
Yeah.
I grew up
How
with
much
a lot
is
of,
that? Like
lot of T-bones.
$40 now for one.
It is insane. I don't know if you guys, well, apparently you don't buy a lot of steaks anymore.
I
but
don't
yeah.
know.
I remember as recently as maybe 10, 15 years ago hitting the butchery in Bell's Corners after school on a weekend. And those were premium steaks.
Yeah.
And still getting a couple for $20, let's say. And that was expensive back then. Now,
Yeah.
you're right. Like I go to Costco to look at the meat. I just look for fun at the steaks.
Yeah.
Like you might get a package with what, 3 or 4 steaks, rib steaks.
As long as you buy in bulk.
They're like $70 or something. Like they're probably $30 each. It's
Jesus.
crazy.
Even at Costco?
Yes, it's great meat. But
And then you walk out with 5 steaks for $70,
I can't. Yeah.
2 big bottles of ketchup.
Don't forget the juice boxes.
We
with
talked
all
about
the different
this.
flavors.
Yeah.
Ketchups. Yeah.
The
Oh.
2 ketchups.
But then like
The
the
3
big,
barbecue sauces.
But then how do you how do you answer this? Like my latest, we talk about Costco a lot on the show.
Yeah, we
They
think we'd
should be
have shares in
sponsoring us.
Costco.
They should let us set up and do the
You
show.
have shares at Costco.
I bought shares in
Yeah,
Costco.
that's why we talk about it,
It,
so
it
much.
makes so much
Duff
sense.
trying to manipulate
No, but
the
I only just
share
did.
price.
I just did because I'm looking through everything and I'm like light bulb moment. Like, why don't we just buy and invest in the things that we know
Yeah.
we
Do
like,
they pay a dividend?
that we keep? No, I don't think.
No way.
No, they don't.
Uh,
But anyways, so The friggin' beef ribs at Costco.
That's a good deal.
Why is that
I'll
such
say
a
it.
good deal?
You wonder what cows they're getting that from.
It
Then.
does. Well, it's the same meat as everything else, I guess.
Maybe
like,
the undernourished
like
cows.
when they chop off when they chop off the steaks and everything, you get these ribs left.
Yeah.
But now they're selling them. They're fantastic. Like
It is. I find that a good
and a
deal,
decent deal.
Yeah, for
right?
what was it, $25? Or
If
did they go
that.
up recently?
No. Like if you buy, I would
Because
say
of
they average
tariffs.
$25. They
Tariffs.
average-
They're all beef. All
would
beef
hope-
Inc. from the All Beef Inc. company.
Yeah, I would hope they're Canadian, but whatever.
Acme Beef
Yeah.
Company.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love those.
No, I'm
things.
sure they're Canadian. They're probably from Alberta.
Yeah, those beef ribs are fantastic.
Calgary.
That would be the Costco pick of the week for sure.
But don't you find like just walking through Costco,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's overwhelming.
it is like
It's a sign
Not
of
only
our
that.
society, right? Like
people running over you,
Oh
my
not
God.
caring, like
Yeah.
Or walking in front of you so slow.
yeah.
and the
Like,
emotions
get out of my way.
you get off people though. I had this as a thing actually.
Yeah.
I went, or no, that was in our text this morning. I went to Costco on
Thursday,
Thursday
yeah,
afternoon
yeah.
at like 3:00 or whatever,
Yeah.
right after work.
Yeah.
And thinking it'd be dead like the old days, because we often go on the weekend in the mornings. It's crazy.
Ooh, that is.
I gotta go
crazy.
there.
But it was
today.
just as crazy. 3:00 on a Thursday, I barely found a parking spot, and inside I saw almost a little scuffle between two women. Like,
Oh, two
when the
Karens?
carts, two Karens, like one jumped in front of the other, and the other one's like, oh, blabbing away to herself about the other one. I'm like, really? Like, I just want to have a nice shopping experience. I don't want to see some sort
Well,
of.
that's crazy when it's like that. Like, why do
It's
it is
weird.
frustrating because people, when they shop,
Yeah.
they're not really looking out for the other people
No.
behind, because they'll be in the aisle slow or they'll
I
block
don't
the
get it.
aisle, and you're like, you got to get around them, but they're not paying any attention.
Yeah.
And also the amount of people that want to go for the samples.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Like, I
first
see
in
this-
line. You're first in line.
No,
at
like
those
I see the
samples.
samples and people are
Yeah.
like almost fisticuffs trying to
Yeah.
get the sample. It's like, it's just a friggin' sample.
You cannot go to Costco with the mindset that you'll be in and out and it'll be
I do.
smooth. You can't.
I do.
You'll be disappointed every time.
But I still leave there with 2 ketchup bottles,
Yeah, of course you do.
like 3 mustard.
You and your
For
my note says
barbecue.
Costco and DDT's antiquated visions.
Yeah.
It's
well,
not-
like I don't want to have, like I'm gonna pay. I know I pay less for the 2 bottles of ketchup,
Your problem,
but they're big
yeah.
bottles, and one will sit on in the and probably go past the expiry date for
It
the
will
amount of
not.
times I use
It will
the one
not.
ketchup
An
bottle.
unopened ketchup, dude. Come on.
This is one thing that DDT actually and I agree on is
Oh.
the Costco. Like, I remember going there and you buy like juice boxes for the kids' lunch.
Yeah, sure.
And if they got peach, they've got apple, they got grapefruit, they got fruit punch.
Yeah.
Of course, my kids only like 2, so I'm bringing a juice box to work because I don't want it to go to waste. Like, how old are you drinking
That's
this
awesome.
juice box at
yeah.
work? Right?
See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like you got to buy. Like
Well, you got to
like,
figure out if it works for you, for sure.
Well-
I don't think it works for you. You've got the basic membership, so you don't
I
even
do.
get the rewards back, right?
Well, I found the executive membership too expensive. I didn't buy enough.
It's too expensive
I
because
didn't
you
buy
don't
enough.
go enough. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
because I don't want 2 bottles of ketchup.
I don't think Costco works for you, is what I'm trying to say.
It does for some things.
We go, but it can't work for some things. It
See,
has
I'm trying-
to work.
I'm
It's
trying-
either you're all in or you're not.
I'm trying to talk down the share price.
I don't think you should do Costco anymore, DDT. I think it's a complete waste of your time and money.
I'm
going
going to go there and cancel it and say Duff told me.
Well,
What do you get out of executive? Do they roll you up in a limo or something?
No, like if you buy if
sounds
you have
nice, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if you have executive membership,
Yeah,
then you get
which we have.
front of the line for the food
no, you
samples.
don't.
There's no
Nothing.
perks. There's no
none,
perks
other
like that.
than like you get points for
The
there
perk is you
might-
pay them more money for the
that
membership.
might pay off your
You get
your
well, you
membership
get
for the
money
next year.
back.
Yeah.
Is what you get.
That's
So
what
we
you
have the executive membership. We spend a lot there. We go once a week, and we never pay for our membership. Basically, like it's all covered every year, and we get extra money back. So we don't actually pay to go to Costco. But when we go, we buy. Sure, we spend a lot.
I'm going to go through your pantry.
You should.
and see how many
Come on
bottles of
over.
ketchup you have in there.
There's 5 expired bottles of ketchup sitting there right now. He's not letting you go.
Rob, could I send you back to London with some ketchup?
Yeah, I'll take some. I'm actually out. I was going to go check his pantry before I leave because I know he doesn't need it.
We might have some
Exactly.
relish, mustard, and
That's it,
anchovies as
exactly.
well.
The one thing that I will say is good is like the toilet paper.
Okay.
Remember there, and actually during the pandemic thing, there was a run on toilet
You
paper.
probably
Yeah, I was
At
using
Costco.
leaves partway through the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to... There's no toilet paper. Just go outside, maple tree, let's go.
Because everybody was buying up toilet paper at Costco.
unreal.
That was weird.
Yeah,
I'm going to go buy all the toilet paper at Costco.
I never did get that.
Yeah, me neither.
So you like the toilet paper?
Yeah, toilet
Anything
paper is
else?
good.
Anything else?
Well, the paper towel is a good deal, too.
You know what I liked forever, but now it's too much of a pain in the butt? It's the propane refills at Costco.
Oh, yeah,
Fantastic
yeah.
deal,
Yes.
but what a friggin' rigmarole.
Yes.
I don't.
True that.
And I'm looking at a couple empty cans at home. I'm not even sure I want to do that.
Yeah, well, what's the issue these days?
You
I
go
know. I
in,
think I know what it is,
it's
but I'm
just the
I wanna know
waiting
what
in
your
line,
problem.
and you have to hopefully be parked close. Like it's
You got to do a
complicated.
meditation before going in, get
Yeah.
yourself ready.
It's just an
Yeah.
added extra.
Yeah, because
pain.
you're at the cash and you say I want to
Yeah,
buy
half
the
the time you
20-pound
forget. Yeah,
propane,
refill.
right?
Yeah,
They give you
but
the
half the
receipt.
time you forget. But if you remember to say it, great. Then you come outside. Then you're hoping no one's there. And
Exactly.
There's a lineup of 5 people.
Exactly. One guy has like 3
Yeah.
bottles, 3 20-pounders.
But it's a fantastic deal.
You should bring your ketchup, set up a barbecue,
exactly.
and, like cook some dogs and burgers,
Some
man. You
dollar
can make
dogs
some money.
from Costco.
There you
Well,
go.
my youngest son keeps saying I want to go and have $1 hot dogs
Oh,
at
that's
Costco.
great.
But when we go there, it's like
Yeah.
you said, like
a bit
everybody is
busy.
buying it.
You
Yeah.
could sell yours for 75 cents right
Yeah, like
outside.
that.
Take
Yeah.
their
Be on their
supply.
sidewalk,
You got
exactly.
it. There you go.
75-cent
Yeah.
dog.
Your son could do that for a summer job.
Yeah. Well, we did discuss summer jobs for
Oh boy,
businesses,
Yeah.
really, for
tough,
kids.
Tough, yeah.
Remember I said the concrete ceiling?
Oh God, that wasn't for kids. That was for us, maybe. What a great
Yeah.
job.
Well, I told my son, I said, you could do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do it. And then you go out and like charge $500 instead of $1,600.
Fill Rob in on that.
Oh, well, you know I have the
Stamped
concrete.
concrete.
The stamped concrete.
Yeah, yeah.
It needs to be resealed every few years. It's a
Yeah.
little
Okay.
little
yeah.
chemicals you spray on it so it brightens it all up.
So
right?
there's only a few people that apparently do it, and they charge an arm and a leg.
Yeah, so for my front there, it's saying $1,600.
to reseal this, 10 square meters of stamped concrete.
Exactly. I'm like, what are you,
That's
crazy?
incredible. Yeah.
Like it's a bottle. It's like you can buy the pump for like
Yeah.
$180, I think I found online, and then the chemicals. I still have half of it left, so I could open a business and charge $500 and make all my money back.
Yeah, you could charge half and make money.
You should get him to do it. Although
I should
I
get him
look,
to
I had my kids do a paper route, but you know what happened? I ended up doing the paper
Yeah,
route, right?
exactly.
Because they were young, you got to take them around and all that kind of stuff,
Who,
and then
who buys papers these days?
well, it was the
So you
penny
do your kids'
savers.
chores as well, Rob. That's good to hear.
That was that was
That's
it.
it.
Well, let's circle back around to the
Even
doing
more
the chores,
official.
yeah.
He does their jobs.
He does their job too. My kid was working at a restaurant in the dishwashing, and then I had to go in and do it for him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he did actually do that.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was a terrible job, man. He worked till like 3 in the morning,
Where was
washing
that?
dishes.
What was that one?
Dishwasher.
Yeah.
Where?
At Jack Astor's. or
Jack
Jack's, they're
Astor's.
called,
You
yeah.
work at Jack Astor's?
No.
Oh.
My son, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
did
yeah,
too. He has
okay.
to go and get him. Well, they used to work at what is it, Canadian Tire Center now?
Yeah.
Drive and
Okay.
pick them up after the game, right?
But then
Yeah,
Rob
yeah,
had to
yeah.
go in and do the job for
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I was cleaning up.
yeah.
Dad, get over here. Do this.
Yeah.
Grab a broom.
Grab a
grab a
broom.
broom,
yeah.
yeah.
I did work at Harvey's, so there you go.
Yeah,
I
Harvey's.
knew how to do
yeah,
all
he
that.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cook the hamburgers.
See, CTC is a great spot for kids, but yeah, they got to get home after the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good job. It was a good job. The pain was just getting
To and
through
from.
all the traffic.
Well,
right?
I think any kid like you. I
Yeah.
remember having to drive both my
Yeah.
older kids to their job at
Yeah.
Swiss Chalet,
Right.
and so you have to always be available to go pick them up after their shift.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, Mom used to drive me to Harvey's, and you close
Yeah.
out at midnight, 1 o'clock, and
Oh,
Yeah.
frig.
it was before I had my driver's license.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like 15, and she's there picking me up, and
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
The
Yeah.
things you do for your kids.
Yeah.
You do their chores.
do
You
their
pick them
chores.
up.
You
What a
wish
life
Dad
they
would have
have.
done your chemistry tests.
I wish that. Yes, yeah.
Back
yeah,
to the
we've-
chemistry
we've,
test.
We've discussed that before.
I don't recall.
No,
No, your dad did your chemistry test?
no. I wish he had
should've.
done it. I would have maybe passed them.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it was there. It was. He should have done them because it was his idea to put me in chemistry.
Twice
Okay.
after
Twice.
he failed
Twice.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So in grade 11, he puts me in grade
Yeah.
12 chemistry. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't
What did-
know.
Yeah.
What was he thinking I was going to be?
You had no interest
Like
in
a-
chemistry, eh?
No, like
That's
a chemist.
weird,
I
yeah.
never took any interest in science or
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Or
I did all
math.
right in science
Too
classes.
funny.
And then he's like, "Oh, you're gonna in grade 11. You're gonna take grade 12 chemistry." It ended up being my homeroom, I believe.
Oh, you didn't even
Or
have
was it?
friends
I
then.
can't remember. Anyway, I failed.
Yeah.
I go to summer school. Okay, got to take it. I get a 50 in summer school.
Oh, God.
Basically, got the credit. And then they say, "Well, you're gonna take grade 13 chemistry in grade 12."
No.
I was in there for like a month,
No.
and I said, "Screw it."
This
I'm
goes
out."
back to
I'm
like
out.
the chore thing, right?
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
then, he was fearful of my dad, so you
Yeah,
did what he
he did
told
what
you
he
to
said.
do, right?
What?
Even
Well,
if
he
it
had.
had
I.
nothing to
You
do
know
with
what?
your
Next
career.
weekend when I go and see him, I'm going to ask him, "Why did you think it was a good idea
Yeah.
to put me in chemistry?" I never actually asked.
Yeah.
40 plus years, I never actually asked him why he thought it was a good idea I take
Interesting.
chemistry.
Yeah, it'd be neat to hear the answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's so you could
I
tell the
remember
story to your good listener.
that. Exactly.
Yeah, and they're grateful for that too.
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up like. And then I had my teacher. I could never understand him either. He was Indian, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit more difficult with the accent to understand. But that was way back when. I'm no worse for wear.
You might be worse.
I don't think.
You might be worse.
Am
for
I?
it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? That's opportunity cost. Where would you be if you studied something more
Rocket
appropriate?
scientist. I could have been a rocket scientist
Apparently not, if you failed chemistry.
and math.
Yeah.
Wasn't good at math either.
But what if you worked on your communications and
For chemistry?
videography skills? No, if you took courses more appropriate to your career, you might have been better at your
They didn't
career.
have that though.
No?
No,
Not really.
I don't remember. having
Nothing
that.
cool like that.
No,
There's
not like
nothing really
today's.
arts related in high school.
Nothing
back
like
in the day.
today's.
More options
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
DDT, what time we at?
Oh,
It's starting to become an injurious waste of time.
yes, stuff. It is an injurious waste of time.
It sure was.
Yeah, and good thing that
Much.
we have the person that invented that saying for our podcast here to prove that it has been an injurious waste of time.
Especially the
We
last
didn't-
5 minutes.
We didn't even get to the Winnipeg Jets. Are they the new Toronto Maple
Don't
Leafs?
even- yeah, we don't need to.
Well, or will the Toronto Maple Leafs be the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I'm not crapping on the Jets. I feel for their fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I like the Jets. Hey, I have Hellebuck in my hockey pool, which I won this year, and so you know he's my guy.
It's too bad that it wasn't going to be a Jets and Oilers all-Canadian conference final.
Imagine if the Jets did win, though. Then that would have been 2 Game 7s in a row.
Yeah.
For them. I kind of thought they were going to pull it off.
Yeah. Oh
Guess
well.
they were one
I thought they played better than
Yeah.
Stars, but they just got
that's-
an unfortunate penalty, and
That's sports, eh?
that Dallas scored on the OT and the penalty. So
Oh, there you go. We covered it.
A penalty got called in OT.
no, it was called
at
like
the
at the
end.
end of the game with
Oh,
about
yeah.
15 seconds left. Poor Mark Shifley.
Shifley.
My condolences
Shyster.
to him and his family as his dad passed away unexpectedly
Oh,
the night
right,
before.
right. That's awful.
But Shifley scores the Jets goal,
yeah.
but then is the guy that takes down the Dallas player to prevent a breakaway that gave them Dallas power play with 15 seconds left and
yeah.
into OT where they scored the game winner and the series winner.
Did you watch? You watched?
I
the
did.
whole
It was a
game?
really
Oh, wow.
not the whole game because I watched the second and third. It was a really good game actually.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, but anyway, it's too bad.
What can you do?
We would have had a Canadian team guaranteed in the final.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens tonight between the Leafs. Are they playing Carolina? Is that did Carolina win the other?
Carolina through.
won. Yeah.
So if the Leafs win tonight, or when the Leafs win tonight, I think the game is the
It'd be
next
in
series
Toronto,
is
right?
on Tuesday. It would be in Toronto, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, right away. Just boom.
Apparently, my
Okay.
son was telling me that. Of course, the other teams get till Wednesday, which doesn't make sense. But it's the NHL. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I say the
That's a
more
bit weird,
challenging
yeah.
you make it for the Leafs, the better.
That's
ADDT.
a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Make it challenging.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Leafs.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's-
give them the finest referee we can find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And pay them off.
The reffing has been bad for all teams.
Suspect.
There's
For
no
all
team
teams.
that I hate more
Reffing
and
is
fans that
bad.
I hate more.
You don't
than the
hate
Leafs
your
fans.
brother. Come on.
Oh, no, I hate that
As
he's
a
a
Leaf
Leafs
fan.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have no Leaf fans.
Like your
who
mom
are
is a Leafs fan.
just passionate. Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
bit much at times.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
It doesn't even make sense how my mom became a Leaf fan. I don't even get it.
I don't get it either. But
Well, where did
they
she
have
grow up?
season tickets to.
Here, Ottawa, and she, I thought, was a Sens fan for the longest time, and then just kind of migrated.
Well,
I
they
think
have
it's
season
'cause-
tickets to the
Yeah.
Sens too.
Yeah, well, hometown,
Strange.
whatever. But more just
It's too
a
bad.
bit of a Leaf fan, and I think it's because of the media's
Bias.
hyper presence in Ottawa for the Leafs. Like it's a weird.
Yeah.
We live in a horrible market as Ottawa fans
Yes,
because we're inundated with like
I've complained
other
about
markets.
this on
Montreal,
the show.
Toronto. I know.
Yeah, that you can't even watch
Yeah.
Ottawa Sens games.
Like you
on
wouldn't notice
CBC
this,
Ottawa.
Rob. You wouldn't notice this
Yeah.
as a Leaf fan. It's natural to you, but the Leafs' true market shouldn't be the entire damn country, but it kind of is half the time, right?
There's
Look at the
just
smile. Look
So
at the
many
smile.
of us. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You go to Montreal, half the stadium.
Yeah, it's
You
Leaf.
go to
I know.
Edmonton, Calgary,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Well,
Yeah,
look,
man.
there was only two teams
Buffalo.
in
Yeah.
Canada to cheer for,
True.
and so a lot of us are smartly passing down the love for the Leafs to our kids. So there you go.
To talk about like brainwashing
Oh, it's painful.
kids.
But I just think of like look at Great Britain, England, places like that, Italy, whatever, where the geography's tight and there's teams in soccer, let's say, everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no way some national
Oh, you
broadcaster
cannot- yeah.
is covering Italian team A playing Italian team B,
Well-
and the Bs have to watch the broadcast from A.
I would say
That's what
maybe-
we have to face.
I would say maybe Juventus in Italy fits into that
yeah, but
role where they get a lot of media coverage.
well, sure. But when this is my point, so give me another team that's maybe a small market team
Yeah.
that plays Juventus. The small market team is still going to have their home broadcast. There's no
Oh
way.
yeah.
There's no
yeah,
way
for
they're
sure.
just letting Juventus do the game
No.
for them.
Yeah.
But that's what happens in Ottawa.
I know.
The friggin' Leafs
know.
broadcast crew does an Ottawa game.
Yes.
Ooh, pan to Marner on the bench. Ooh, pan to the crowd out front. The
Yeah.
friggin' game's in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And they're like
I know.
panning to everything Leaf related. It's anyways.
Ah,
Bad. I'm like
Don't get us started.
soiled grapes or what it's called.
don't get
It's-
us started,
No,
Duff.
it's over. We're
Yeah.
done. We're done. On that note, DDT.
Yeah.
Well, you
Well,
say
thank-
give your
well,
brother
thank-
a hug and we're out of here.
We're, well, just because he's a Leaf fan, I won't do that.
Okay. Oh, that's cop.
But
oh,
I will.
no,
I
no,
will.
no.
I will say thanks
Before
for
I go cop car coffee, yeah, let's thank him.
Yeah,
for sure.
thanks for joining
Yeah.
us and for the
for the
the
laughs.
phrase that has
yeah.
become the what should we say, official or unofficial slogan?
Oh, unofficial.
Yeah, it's sort of official, unofficial.
I think you should
Yeah.
make it official today.
We could make
because
it
the other
official.
slogan
We
is
could
good
make it
too.
official.
It's like
today.
Seinfeld, but
I
without
took
the humor.
and wasted my time this morning on
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Thanks
We
for
can officialize
like I keep
it.
complaining that he never comes to visit when
That's
he's in
true.
town, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah, and he's been complaining that he should be on the show for
Okay.
years now. So, kill two birds with one stone.
There
Well,
you
Rob,
go.
thank you for spending an injurious waste of time with us. It's
Yeah.
been a blast.
Yeah.
Fun meeting you. Fun chatting.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Love your passion for the Leafs
Oh, yeah.
And for the show,
and making fun of your
and for
older brother, Darcy.
Yes.
DDT.
DDT, and for the passion of listening to Cop Car Coffee
Oh, amazing.
from the beginning.
Yes. Original fan. There you go.
Original,
There you go.
original
Yeah.
fan.
Well, thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Right on. That's
Yeah.
Cop
now
Car
you-
Coffee.
Now you see the inner workings. Say that again, Duff.
That's Cop Car Coffee. All right.
Ah,
Good show, boys. That
yeah,
was fun.
It was good.
Yeah.
Not too much snoring from Winston.
Pascal's up next, maybe.
Oh yeah,
You got to get Pascal
I
on.
haven't talked to him in a while. Yeah,
You
Talk
gotta
about
get him on.
farting in the Toyota.
What would he do for a living, this Pascal?
He works in tech. Works
Oh.
for IBM, I believe.
Hope he doesn't fart in the office.
Can I say? He probably does.
He works from home, but probably it's like they force work from home because he smells it up too much.
Knowing Scal.
Guys, I don't mind coming in 3 days a week. Nope, you're good.
Yeah. He'd have to be remote though for two reasons. One,
The farting.
we don't want him here to fart.
Yeah.
And two, he's in Atlanta, so that might be-
Oh, that's the guy in Atlanta?
yeah.
Oh, you've told me about him before.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.